Hand Drawn Lips is recorded and produced on Kulin Nation lands.
We pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging.
Sovereignty was never ceded, always was, always will be.
Hand Drawn Lips.
Hi, Anastasia.
Hi, Declan.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Hand Drawn Lips. This is our crazy ass podcast where we can do anything we want. Seriously.
This is our crazy podcast. This is our crazy podcast. It's called Hand Drawn Lips, and if you don't get it, then you don't get it. But if you know, you fucking know.
Seriously. Yeah, I haven't seen you in like a week, which feels like an eternity.
Way too long. It's ridiculous.
It's been too long. Oh.
Do you want some babe?
No, thank you.
Okay, no worries. You're so fine.
I'm off cigarettes.
Huge. Congratulations. Gotta respect it. Gotta
Amazing.
respect it.
I'm not sure if I brought that up on podcast before, but if anyone would like to send me money or just like approval.
Warm words of congratulation, perhaps.
Exactly. A letter expressing your heartfelt gratitude towards me.
No, legit.
Feel free.
No, seriously, get in the DM.
My mailbox is always open. You know, it's interesting. All I seem to get in the mail is the voter roll registrations and toll notices,
Yeah.
and almost never a heartfelt letter.
We need to change that.
Exactly.
Declan's address is 73. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was eerily close though. I actually have to confess as well. When I drove in here, I did.
I mean, they ultimately cut that because it's a liability, but also like driving with you is a really, really fascinating experience because you have a really interesting relationship with speed limits. Like you're like the speed limit is the limit. Like I don't need to drive at 40 in a 40 zone. Like I'm very comfortable at 27.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm about a relaxed approach to journey taking of any kind.
Which is amazing.
For me, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Like, it's amazing. It's a 15-minute drive. Not the way I do it.
When you take one wrong turn, that's going to blow that 15-minute drive out to 30 minutes.
And if you're constantly driving 10 k's below the speed limit,
well, that's a 60-minute. That's
yeah.
a 60-minute journey.
That's a 60-minute journey. But it's not about the destination. It's about
exactly.
the journey.
Exactly. I'm listening to my podcasts.
Hey.
I'm listening to my podcasts.
And I celebrate that.
We were going to do a bit of live dream interpretation.
Yeah, you had a dream?
I did, yeah. So it was me and this famous comedian, Richard Perez. He's not actually that famous, but he's an Instagram famous. Anyway, I was sitting there and...
Sorry, Richard.
We were sitting on like a famous bridge, and maybe it was like... in the middle of construction or something.
Fun.
Whatever state it was in, it had a big exposed beam, and we were sitting on the bridge. It might have been the Westgate Bridge, actually.
Interesting.
And we were sitting there, and we were dangling our feet over the edge, and we're eating sandwiches out of Glad Wrap wrappers. And I take a bite of mine, and I finish it, and I twist the cling wrap into a thin strip, and I wrap it around an apple, and then I throw the apple down all the way, and it falls and falls and falls and falls just until it reaches the water, the marshy waters underneath the Westgate, and it dips in the water, and then it bungees up, and then I eat it.
Interesting. Okay, consumption, littering, almost.
True.
London, comedian. Okay, I'm
The
thinking...
apple is symbolizing, ultimately, fertility. I'm pregnant.
Yeah, you're sitting in a liminal space. That's it. So you are about to be pregnant.
I'm about to be pregnant. I'm taking a bridge. It's a journey. I'm about to be pregnant.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're sorted.
All right, that's amazing.
I had like a dream that I was going to bring up before, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. Well, one thing I will say is that whenever I'm seeing someone, like I have crazy like dreams.
Right.
The
unlocks
mind
something
is
for you.
Something like that. If I'm like not seeing someone, I'm like legit sleeping perfect. Like, yeah, legit, don't remember me anything. I'm chilling. But yeah, I like had this dream the other day concerning like the person that I'm seeing at the moment, and then I was gonna bring it up before. Ultimately, the details are probably like a bit too much to bring up on podcast, but it is sort of funny when you're like, you find yourself wondering about a dream, and then as you explain it, you're like, no, it is just, it's simply, it could not be clearer what this means, and you sort of don't need to.
Can I tell you how I heard your dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said, I'm in a room with someone I love, but then the whole crowd is laughing at me for being there. That's
And
pretty
one of the
clear.
hecklers, a close family member.
Yeah, pretty clear what that is symbolizing.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I know like medical advice on here is general in nature, but I started taking magnesium glycinate. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's
What's
like,
the glycinate bit?
it just means it goes to your brain quicker.
Right.
Maybe. Who can say?
I had a magnesium barocca this morning, so connected to you.
Well, literally, I like go to bed. I have the most vivid dream and the most restful sleep. It was crazy. Seriously.
Interesting. Have you had any more dreams than just Richard Perez in London at the West
I've
Gate?
only been taking magnesium for 2 nights.
Okay,
So,
watch this space.
Yeah, literally, I'll keep you posted.
Amen. Should we jump into Diva?
Yes, we should.
That's it. Diva Diaries is our segment where we pick a diva from the week and we uplift her.
Exactly.
That's really all
No,
there
that's
is to
literally
it.
all
That's
it is.
Literally all it is.
Like, we like to keep things simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Do you have a diva?
I do. My diva is whoever is responsible for vape packaging at the moment, because each one that I've gotten, and I sort of have like, they all have like a beautiful woman. So I have like ultimately more. This isn't a beautiful woman. This is sort of a guy with a hippo as a head.
Babe, all of this is AI generated.
Which I love, obviously. Oh, this is the other one. It's sort of like
That's
a woman with a skull.
crazy.
But then, like, no, I don't think it's AI generated.
Definitely AI generated.
Well, that one definitely is. Although apparently that was like a Da Baby like collab or something. I don't know. I can't remember which artist it was. But my thing here though is that the details, like this one is like a beautiful woman and then like a skull king. Mm-hmm. And he has all the right amount of fingers. His hands don't look fucked up. And usually that's the telltale sign, right?
Right. Yeah, usually.
Interesting.
But I guess it does also seem like it could be royalty-free imagery. Yeah. I think my critique of this vape is that I'm certain no artist got paid, regardless of how they created this.
It's almost guaranteed. So
yeah.
There's that. It does make you think, though.
Why are you sipping on the QV sticks now? Whatever happened to iGets? Seriously.
No, seriously. Like, thank you for asking. Yeah. They're just... Well, they look like an iPod.
Right. Nano.
An iPod Nano, and I don't think really that there is much more to it than that. So that's my diva. Ultimately, it's this queen. So missing her, or whoever is responsible for her. And who is your diva?
My diva is the concept of a physiological sigh, and I'd like you to follow me in it.
I'm listening.
So I have found this thing that I can use as a crutch for any sort of stressful situation that just helps me stay present. And it's taking a full breath, taking a little more breath in, and then breathing out very slowly. Yes. So it's like full breath and then a little more on top of that, and then breathing in, breathing out slowly. And you do that 4 times. And it just works every single time. It's so good.
Working man. Wait, this is literally just like body work.
Yeah, breath work.
Yeah. It's a somatic exercise, right?
It is.
Keep you in touch with your body.
It is.
You breathe in for 2 seconds, breathe out for 4. Always works.
Yeah, breathe in for 1 second, breathe out for a half, breathe.
Yeah. Repeat after me. It's like that Dochi song.
You are dead. You are dead.
That's it. No. I am
this
alive.
Meditation.
Yeah.
Can we do the evil meditation?
Do you want to start?
You notice your body stiffening. Notice as your breath becomes heavy.
Notice that you can't breathe. Look around you. Consider that you're in an incredibly small confined space.
Yeah.
You can't breathe. You're dead. It's everything you achieved was for nothing.
There's a knock at the door. Are you going to
that?
get it?
You can't. You're dead. Don't worry about it. Like, wait. Ultimately,
Sorry, this is like really cerebral, this direction we've taken it in.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? Speaking of sleep, to call it back recently.
Right.
So we're in my bedroom right now. If you're watching,
Right.
I live on top of a road that is, yeah, like it's loud. Like it's plainly just quite loud.
Like, hello.
I don't really worry about it so much. Like, again, I can sleep through anything. If someone else is sleeping in my room,
Right.
I become incredibly aware of it. And I'll be like waking up and I'll be like, sorry, let me close the window. I'll get rid of the noise. But in that state of awareness, I realize it's ridiculously loud. Like, actually, like, there are, like, a vehicle will drive by and all you hear is the sound, and it's so ridiculously loud and, like, mechanical. You're like, literally, that could not be a car or even a truck. What is that? It's crazy. Like, was that even a vehicle?
It's it's a mech.
Which is...
Like a mechatronic
Is that
robot, like a
anime?
Pacific Rim robot,
Right.
is walking up Glen Lyon Road.
Like the
Sorry,
Transformers.
cut that.
No, keep it in. I want that in the podcast. It's like Transformers.
Oh,
Yes.
Transformers battle.
Okay.
So you're now finding that the sound is actually really annoying to you.
It is kind of annoying. I don't know. Well, again,
This is new.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Discovery,
Wow.
scene discovery.
I love it. Where did you get it?
Well, it was left for me by a previous housemate. We have a new housemate moving in, and an outgoing one sort of left me a plant, and this little thing on atop the plant. Sorry, the plant is atop the thing I also got.
It's very nice.
I'm really glad you like it. My thing is, in order to deal with... Let me try that again. My thing is, in order to deal with the incredibly loud parade of vehicles that seems to really enjoy driving past my window, I like to sort of imagine that, I don't know, all these people in the loud cars, because they are like one after the other, I presume. It's like, sometimes they're bikes, the hashtag the bikies. I like to think that they're on a big journey together, and they get to their destination and they all get off their bikes and they take off their helmets and they stand in a circle and they hold hands and they go, guys, that was awesome. We were really loud. We were so loud.
So they're like kind of giggling and laughing while they're riding past.
And then at that point, once it's framed in that way, it's like literally how beautiful is community. No worries.
Seriously. So you're imagining that the bikies are being loud out of yeah, I don't
You're not with me?
No, well, I'm with you. Like, I mean, it makes sense. I just
It's like legit like a joke I tested on people and they laughed. Interesting.
No, like it really works. Like it works for me.
Okay, let's move on. In any case, so we've been organizing.
Wait, sorry. You tested it on people and they laughed.
You were like,
not the straw poll.
So at the moment, the last week has been like incredibly hashtag stressful because we've been organizing like interviews for a new housemate for this beautiful little apartment. And that's fine, but it's like the finishing bit of like actually letting everyone down. You get 20 new followers. You have a Notion spreadsheet where you're tracking what your last like contact with them was, or where they're interviewing. Once they've interviewed and you've chosen someone, you need to like send them a message to be like, hey, sorry, we filled the room, best of luck, The letting them down part is the hardest bit. Because I was like, I enjoyed our conversation. If I could have let all of you into this apartment, I would have, but it's just a 3-bedroom.
No, then it would be the madhouse.
That's
Seriously.
it. And there's only one bathroom. It literally wasn't going to work.
Can you anonymize it? But who was by far the worst interview that you had?
It was like someone. It was this person. Oh.
God forbid they hear this, honestly.
Like literally, like I don't want to bring it up, but they came in with like the most like unexpected energy. Like I had heard such good things, and they came in with a vibe that like literally like made me feel upset after. I was like, ooh, oh my God.
You had to sage the space.
No, literally, actually, you know what is cute is that actually, no, I won't say it on pod, but my day was made shortly thereafter. Yes, it's been difficult letting
But it's a
people down.
wide net to cast for like 20 people for one room.
Yeah, well, it's an amazingly priced and located
I know.
spot. That's just the thing.
I just went to a house inspection. Me and 120 other people, if you can believe that.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking, but here's the thing. It's because it was in Fitzroy North, and 4-bedroom houses in Fitzroy North are few and far between. I went to inspections for similarly priced houses that were much better quality, that were much less well attended in less popular parts of the city. It just happened to be that this one in Fitzroy North attracted the crowd. Oh, waiting in line there was so humiliating.
That is the thing. It is just humiliating to be like attending house inspections.
It is.
There's literally no other way to put it.
I'm not living in Fitzroy North. It's just not happening for me, and that's okay.
Not
yet.
not in this current, like the house, the kind of house that you want to get is very hard to achieve. Fitzroy North is not hard to achieve. The kind of house you want is hard to achieve.
Yes, that's true. And
That's the thing.
also, I was talking with someone about this, and I was coping. I was like, "Oh, all these people want to live in Fitzroy North, but they should just open their hearts to living in like Ascot Vale or something like that."
Guy who lives in Kensington.
Yeah. My friend who was like, no. It should be that everyone gets to live in Fitzroy North. And I was like, you're right. We all deserve to live in Fitzroy North.
Who said that to you?
Well, wasn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, classic.
Amazing and beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, we'd all live in Fitzroy North.
Seriously.
Shall we jump into Is This Anything?
Yes, and I actually have one, but firstly, This Anything is our little segment where we take some ideas that we've had in the week, try to explore them, and ultimately ask the question, is this anything? The person can respond with, it is everything, or it is nothing, and there is no in between.
Okay.
And my first one is this idea of backyard cricket. It's got an anecdote attached, but that's okay. Backyard cricket. So we went to friend of the pod, Freya's picnic.
Yes.
We ended up
Happy
playing
birthday.
this Swedish field game called Kubb. There's another Swedish boy there that Freya knows. She goes, I'm going to put Jacob on that team because in Sweden, Kubb is like backyard cricket. Everyone knows the rules. The game starts, it becomes clear Jacob has no idea how to play. Freya comes to me and goes, I'm so disappointed. I really thought he knew how to play.
Damn.
And I guess I'm just thinking about backyard cricket in Australia. I appreciate the analogy, but I don't know how to play backyard cricket.
No,
really.
Neither. It's really all coming back to this. I'm currently seeing a cricket player, and I have to just be like, that's awesome.
True, I heard he picked you up from Hope Street in his cricket whites.
He was like, I was like, oh, come in, come say hi or whatever. Mind you, this is like very fresh. So like ultimately no hard feelings.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm in my cricket gear. I'm like in my head, like, that is not a problem. Come in. But yes, it was sort of like sportswear, not cricket whites ultimately. Not yet. But no, I know nothing about cricket, although he was saying he came by after like a mentoring session and he's talking to me about how like, 80% of cricket is like mental.
Oh my God. And for the spectators as well.
Right, yeah, you gotta see, my thing with cricket is that like, there was a time in my childhood before we got a second TV, there was only the one TV, and during the summer holidays, my dad would be sitting watching the most boring cricket for like a legit 8 hours, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I want to watch ABC3. I want
Classic.
to watch Cartoon Network, and he'd be hogging it. So I really have a negative disposition toward cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Backyard cricket, I'm not knowing. I'm like, I'll be up here. You guys do your thing. I don't know the rules, but now I'm sort of in a position where there's some stake in learning the rules ultimately.
Yeah.
And if I learn them, I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, I think you might struggle to explain them to me, I guess is the only issue.
I might struggle to understand them personally.
Kub for me was very easy to understand. If we could switch places and replace the cultural influence of backyard cricket with something like Kub, I think it would have been great, particularly because I, as a young gay child, had a fractured relationship to athleticism.
Precisely.
Mainly because many of the Australian sports demanded an athleticism that wasn't necessarily in my wheelhouse.
You found rowing ultimately was something you could access.
Well, yeah, because rowing's just like,
It was just rowing a boat.
it's just like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Running is like that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do. You
that's
know what the one
interesting.
sport I found really fun was? Once, and I only ever played it once, and I was like,
Ping
this is
pong.
Awesome.
Chess.
Field hockey.
Field hockey.
What the hell?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, is that anything, I guess?
I don't know. It's pretty aggressive. It's like,
I had so much fun.
yeah.
That one time in 2014.
If you're into field hockey, may I suggest you try roller derby?
No, you may not.
As far as I'm aware, roller derby is just like you put on roller skates and you try to kill someone. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
You lost me at roller skates.
All right, do you have one?
Yeah. Oh, wait, what was your is this anything? We didn't assess
Oh
it.
yeah, I guess just like the idea of something, you assume something is so ubiquitous and then someone doesn't know about it.
That's everything.
Yeah,
When you assume.
we make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, and it makes for a disappointing Cub game.
Seriously.
But-
I'm trying to think of the most universal thing, particularly in an Australian context. It's probably like backyard cricket is up there. I guess like a sausage sizzle is pretty much up there. In Brisbane, probably like going to Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary.
Yeah. And that's
pretty
everything.
universal.
That's everything. I've been there. Am I right?
Had them bought the Magnum Ego Caramel from the gift store.
Amen.
Amen.
That's it. I saw a koala and was like, this is it, huh?
No, they're literally so boring. Almost as boring as cricket.
That's everything. My is this anything is that like I do not have a sensitivity toward like social media ads.
Mm-hmm.
The ad is basically done by the time I realize I'm watching an ad. In particular, it's the Top War ads where they're playing a game, and it's like the game is fake. The game is very fake, and they play it wrong on purpose. I'm watching to the end.
So you're taking this as an example for how you're not susceptible to ads? Because
No, I'm completely no. I have no ad sensitivity. Like a
Oh.
normal. In fact, the person that I want to be,
Right.
and I need to consider what really is stopping me from becoming this person.
Yeah.
But like the person I want to be sees an ad, calls it immediately, is like skip. I'm talking Instagram stories. It's
Right.
very easy to skip past it.
Right. You're wanting to be more switched on. Be more
But
present
I'm not.
on
But I'm
Instagram.
watching the full Top War gameplay. It's just is that anything? I'm just watching the ad for too long. It's nothing.
The whole appeal of Instagram is that it completely anesthetizes you.
Yeah,
Seriously.
that's it. That's the appeal.
Earlier, like an hour ago, I was having an Instagram binge and I left it.
need
And I drove over here at a fugue state. Cut
Your
all of
license
that.
must be revoked. Absolutely cut all of that. That's ridiculous.
I
Also,
wish we could keep it in.
Did you eat?
Maybe
lunch?
it's okay.
No, no. I remember one time I drove your car,
Yeah.
and you were in the passenger seat, and all I did was check my blind spots, and you're like, I find it really aspirational how you check your blind spots like that. You legit said that. You legit said that. I have it in my mind.
Does
I
it
was
sound
turning
like me?
left onto Rathdown
Does
from
that like
Friday
me?
Street. Yeah, it does sound like you because you can't drive very well.
I'll take
Hold
it.
me. Love you. Being held.
Holding you, loving you.
Holding you, loving you.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, why did I bring that up? What was your Is This Anything again?
I watched the ad for too long.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not, I think you're asking to be more present on Instagram. It's just not possible. It can't be done.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yet.
I
personally choose to believe. I choose to have hope.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see, are you familiar with the idea that like we're at a point in history, assuming that social media as it exists now is how it's going to be in the future is maybe like a bit of a fallacy because we've got so much change, right?
Yes. Underlying assumption number one, but go on.
One thing that doesn't change is corporate interests, which demands they hold your eyeballs for as long as possible.
Yeah.
To the detriment of your life.
These old things.
These jewels.
Yeah. My pretty little eyes. Sorry, go on.
These sapphires. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll be able to have a better relationship with social media, but for now it's just
maybe.
tune in, drop out.
Maybe in the future we'll be able to have a better relationship with social media. That's everything.
But today's not the day.
Hope is all we have.
Hope is all we have.
Say it louder. Do you have an Is This Anything?
I guess I could talk about my I could talk about supplements for a little bit.
Go on.
I wonder if you're fucking with that. My thing is just a word of caution, like the shit you can get in the supermarket, like in Chemist Warehouse, these walls and walls of supplements, like some of them can do you harm. Just like be aware.
Nothing. Sorry.
Nothing. Yeah,
nothing.
No, that's
nothing.
Based in a lot of anxiety.
The supplements are available over the counter because they are incredibly low risk.
This kind of ties into my r/lion's mane recovery thing.
Yeah, we talked about this in the last episode, I think.
Yeah, I guess we did. It's so easy to attribute a negative experience you're having to whatever happened last. Like, what could have precipitated this negative experience I'm having? Oh, yes. And there is something incredibly evocative about a pill.
It's a scapegoat. It's like
a scapegoat.
This is my thing. This is like you'll take whether it's supplements or medication or like religion low-key or like whatever. These things are like external forces from which we really seem to enjoy the idea that like these things bring redemption or whatever. Yeah. So, and like medication, like legit helps with things. Yeah. But it's like, it's about like, I don't know, I take ADHD meds, for example. I don't think it's made me more intelligent. I don't gain my intelligence from the medication. Yeah. I have all of that within me. It helps me like
access it.
It helps me close a loop that lets me focus more. That is like it, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to like those experiences, it's like, it's uncomfortable when you're having a negative experience to be like, yeah, that was me. Mm-hmm. And it is comfortable to be like, oh my God, I need to stop taking this supplement.
So maybe the fallacy is like assuming that there is, in your head, there's no separation between yourself and
I think
this sort of factor.
Perhaps what I'm trying to say is like, to what extent do you view yourself as an agent within getting better? Yeah. Or to what extent do you feel a need to rely on something because you genuinely don't think that you can access betterment within yourself? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the answer is probably for a lot of people both. Depending on the day.
Oh, sure. That's everything.
True. That's everything.
Cool, thanks.
I don't have any more. Is this anything?
Yeah, me neither.
All right, well,
I guess we're done.
Explore and see what comes up.
Yeah, sure.
I went to the hot springs last night.
Yes. Okay. Which hot spring?
Peninsula.
Hot spring?
Not Alba. I was very tempted.
Was it the one that Sam McGowan went to? Because in that episode, you like equated it to like effectively white water world. Yeah.
Well, that was what I was led to believe. It's nothing like whitewater world.
No, it's not. How are you led to believe that?
Because people are like, there's kids running around and there's a cafe. And it kind of was like whitewater world as well because there was a map. A map that laid everything out and it had, you are here, and then blah, 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 blah. And I understand, like, there's nothing necessarily tacky about a map, but it does evoke a theme park.
I want to swim in your brain. That's crazy.
I was swimming in the hot, wet waters of the hot spring. I don't actually think, not all of it is
hot spring to what? Yeah, some of them are just warm pools.
Some of them are just warm chlorinated pools.
That's the worst part.
But then you turn on the shower and it smells like rotten egg. And you're like, okay, so I guess this is the hot spring water, but this isn't.
Yeah, okay, like sulfur or whatever the fuck. Yeah, amen.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But I went in the eve, and I noticed myself went into the steam room and then into the cold plunge and then a hot pool and then a cold plunge and then a hot pool and then a cold plunge. And I must have done this cycle like 12 times. And by the end of it, it was like my whole body was in shock. Like I'd done too much. I had never felt more like wet in my life.
Times.
I felt so, and I looked at my fingers, and they're all like pruny. And I'm like, have we been here for 3 hours? Yeah, it was.
Once again, I want to swim in your brain. That's crazy.
But the reason I bring it up, this is kind of an interesting idea. I wonder if there's a correlation between. There is kind of a correlation between amenity or accessibility and vibes. And I understand that's obviously like a pretty toxic statement, but like...
Expand on that?
I guess just like if I see like a theme park map, it's helpful because I know how to get around. But it's also like the vibe's kind of been ruined by this massive theme park ass map.
Well, you want an air of mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be lost. Wait, okay. So you want to be lost. Do you want to be guided by someone?
No, I want to be lost. Seriously.
You want to be lost. You don't want someone...
Not irredeemably lost.
No, who wants that? Like... No, you don't want to be irredeemably lost at the hot springs.
Lost at the Peninsula Hot Springs that I cannot find my way out. And I have to sleep in one of... You know, they drain them. Yeah. They drain them. Where do they go?
Yeah. Back into the mountain. It's not clear.
It's not clear at all.
No, it's not clear.
By the way, if some of them are not hot spring water, why was every pool yellow? Seriously.
Sometimes you don't want to know the answer to something.
Exactly. I don't.
That's what I will say. I don't want to... I'm in a trust... and believe that water is yellow for a reason that I'm not thinking about in bad faith. You know?
I know.
And that's why trust is so important, of faith, even.
Yeah, like you were saying before.
Yeah, t-shirt idea is that I put my faith in the Peninsula Hot Springs. All I got was this t-shirt.
Have you been, though?
Yeah, a while ago, but I went with someone who was, oh my God, still annoying. I went with my old housemate, Hari, and then who was such an awful vibe that, like, they will not be named.
Well, how do they ruin the hot springs for you?
Just by like, they were being like really loud in a very quiet space, and then I was like upset by it. I was like, oh my God, like chill out. And then they were like, oh my God, you're so upset with me. I'm gonna do it more, which is like, oh my God, annoying. Like, it's so annoying. So legit, like, that pissed me off. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. Actually, I borrowed your car to go.
Exact.
Yeah, that happened once.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was honestly great.
That being said, Hari and I both really love to drive. And I was driving and then
get a car.
We made one, like legit. Why get a car if you have proximity to someone who has
why
one?
buy the car when you can get the car for free?
Yeah, literally. For real. We made a stop to get food, and then Hari was like, I'm like happy to drive the rest of the way. And I was like, but I wanted to drive the rest of the way. And I was like, fine. Anyway, so he drove the rest of the way, and the rest is her story. So who cares?
You're still thinking about it. It hurts.
I'm still thinking about it. I was like, honestly, I played it cool, but like 2 years later,
I know.
I wasn't cool about it.
Because it's not every day you get to drive my car. Seriously.
It is most days though.
This 2013 Sportium HDI.
It's Peugeot
I
308.
didn't actually check if I. Okay. No.
Yeah,
bring it up
don't
again.
worry about it.
The other thing about it was it just must be a nightmare to clean. Like the whole thing must just be a nightmare to clean.
That's like fully like, don't worry about it. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
know,
Like as a
I'm-
paying customer.
I am a paying customer. I guess I can't not think about it.
You go in there and just like trust in like state regulations.
True. I mean the Turkish steam bath was pretty out there. Do you get those reels for the Russian Turkish baths?
Yes.
It's always like the
The-
sexiest man you've
yeah.
ever seen. Being like, I come here to feel relaxed.
All the comments are like, you're fucking men in there. It's like,
There's no
all
doubt
the
in my
comments on that.
mind.
It's like, we know what's going on here.
The other thing as well is they seem so shy. Why would they seem so shy coming out of the bath if they weren't fucking men in there?
They've just been vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable with their bodies. They've just been vulnerable with their bodies. That's why they're shy in the
Yeah.
TikTok being created afterwards.
Which makes you more vulnerable, the act of sex or getting hit with a branch?
the act of sex.
100%.
I can still maintain a cold persona after being hit in the head with a branch. But if you're looking into my eyes and calling me beautiful, I'm gonna freak out.
Yes. The branch of I got
Yeah, getting hit in the head with a branch, if you know what I mean. Also, is there any reason why you're sitting half out of frame right now?
Oh no, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Let
This
me
is
come
my
in.
favorite running bit where Declan sits facing away from the camera or completely out of frame because he definitely wants to be on it. And it's super comfortable with it.
My head says yes, but my body says I need to be over here in this corner.
I'm like, at the moment,
To
I'm
turn
sitting
away,
like this.
I feel like well, first of all, I want to clock the side profile,
Mm.
the nose, the mouth, the cupid's bow, but
It's hard.
it's hard.
It's
yeah.
really hard.
What are you doing for wellness these days?
I'm so glad you asked.
Can't name one thing.
I have been, well, the breathing stuff. I've been on that shit.
Yeah, since day dot.
What did you call it? Physiological sighing.
The physiological side. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, breathwork's been good, and then
The technological.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my guy over here loves a big word. No, I've been, just making sure I'm eating properly. And like I've been trying to get into meditation. The only thing is like I'm so averse to the idea, but somebody introduced me to the idea of a body scan,
Yeah.
which is body work in a similar vein.
I
to
like that
the breath
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking in with your entire body, and yeah, that's been really good.
Yeah, I love it. I find it. I like the 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can taste. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, am I gonna lick?
Well, by the time you get to taste, like you're fine.
Yeah, exact. God, you better hope. You
That's
don't
how
get to
good it
taste.
works.
You better hope you don't get. To taste
If you get to
because
taste, it's like, whoa, maybe like start again from
I
breath
should
work.
figure out what that actually is because it's definitely not taste, right?
That would surely be like one thing you can taste. 2 things you can smell.
Right, you need a jelly bean at the end of this exercise to
Yeah.
make it work.
1 thing I can taste. Jelly bean.
It's always jelly bean.
Tastes like jelly bean. Alright, well, should we leave it there? What's the time? When's dinner?
I had one.
Oh yeah, we got 15 minutes.
Wait. I had one other thing, which is I've been reading Quentin Crisp's autobiography.
Amazing. Who is he?
He's just like a gay man from the 1920s,
Classic.
but like a very like campy, extremely campy gay man in the 1920s, and he was talking 2 things. One, he said that for a gay man, it is better to be Wait, I actually can't make sense of that statement. But there's another funny thing, which is that, oh my God, no, it's completely gone.
Don't worry about it.
No, okay, I'm going to try and elaborate on this, but we might just have to cut this out. She said, again, like, when he said this, I don't think... He said, for a gay man, it is better. He would sit in with his other gay friends and, like, they would, like, put on lip gloss on each other. And then they would be like, it's better to be seen as the most horrible kind of woman you can imagine than not as a woman at all.
Ain't that the damn truth?
I think about this, like, running bit that I constantly have with, like, the running bit of, like, effeminacy in gay men is kind of this, like, oh, you're gorgeous, like, stuff like that. Like, really kind of almost like this vulgar expression of femininity. And kind of as a joke, but there is, I don't know.
I never could, like, fuck with it when I was walking through the world as, like, a gay man or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was, like, I obviously was, like, presenting in a more feminine way, but the way that was perceived, the way that it was appreciated, never sat right. Because, bitch, that was never me.
And that's on period.
And that's on, that's on what that is. And goodbye. We
goodbye.
have to go to dinner. We have to go to dinner.
We're going to
You're not
Manish.
invited.